Hello everyone, I'm Nandini Aleti from TTWRDC Women Jangan and I am pursuing BSc final year with Math, Physics and Computer Science. Today I am here to present a lecture in mathematics on topic basics and applications of differentiation. Before going to start the session, I would like to thank our Secretary Sir Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar Sir Garu and Deputy Secretary Madam Padmavati Madam Garu for providing such a wonderful opportunity in such a pandemic situation. And I would like to thank our Principal Madam Dr. M. Haripriya Madam Garu and also subject madams Venna Lavina Madam and Sharada Madam, especially my home parent Sudharani Ma'am Garu for supporting me in all aspects and motivating me towards this lecture. So before going to start the topic of differentiation, we would like to know what is differentiation, under which category it comes. Means like first, it is a part of calculation. What is a calculation means? It's ask the question, what is the instance rate of change of something? Means everything and every second in the world will it may changes with respect to the time, like that it changes. The value of change is, so calculus is divided into two main parts. One is differential calculus and other thing is integral calculus. Our differentiation is comes under differential calculus. This differential calculus is based on the concept of real numbers, functions, limits and continuity. It all are come under the calculation. So before going to start the differentiation, we will have some introduction about the differentiation. Differentiation means it's a rate of change of one quantity with respect to the others. So in school days, we will when we come the thought of speed, we says what we say when we talk about the speed, like we will say what distance by time. But when we come to actual meaning of speed or velocity, we will say the rate of change of displacement with respect to the time. Here displacement is changing with respect to the time. That's what here is saying, the rate of change of one quantity with respect to the other quantity. And also differentiation is having large of definitions. In that differentiation is a process to find out the derivative of values of a function. So in real life, many places we observe the differentiation applications, but we may don't observe thoroughly, like it is a application of differentiation, we may don't know. We will take a small example, like if we take a balloon, right, it attains a highest volume and also lowest volume. When we take it, it may be small in shape. When we are giving air into that balloon, the volume of the balloon increases. Like in that balloon, the volume of the balloon is depending on the air which we are going inside to the balloon. In that, air is an independent variable and also the volume of the balloon is dependent variable. By the change in the air, the volume of the balloon is changing. It is an example of differentiation. Like like if we take a balloon like this, if we increase the air in that balloon, its shapes may be like this. Here volume is small, here volume is large. Means the volume is changing by giving air inside the balloon. In this, volume is a dependent variable and air inside the balloon is an independent variable. So when we go to the history of calculus, means differentiation, the modern development of calculus is usually credited to Isaac Newton and also Gottfried Leibniz, who proved independent and unified approach to the differentiations and derivatives. Means unified means such one thing which is approached by everyone in the universe is called the unified. So unified approach is done by Isaac Newton and also Gottfried Leibniz. So that's why when we have a thought about differentiation, we will recall those people. So when we are watching a differentiation formula or whatever it may be, we will come and in our mind will come to have a thought, what is this differentiation and where from x square is differentiation to x, how it came like that. Many thoughts are come to in our mind. So further differentiation, every equation is comes from the fundamental principle of differentiation, and also it is also called first principle of differentiation. So many times we may use in inter plus one session only we come to know what is differentiation. Also you use the this fundamental principle of differentiation, right? But most of the times we will use this equation, but we may don't know how it came. Here a small proof of fundamental principle of differentiation. Here f of x be a continuous function on real numbers. Like what just now we discussed, the differentiation is means of limits and continuity of functions, right? So here f of x is a continuous function on R, like y is equals to f of x. Let delta x be the small increment in x. What we are saying in differentiation, it comes under rate of change of one thing with respect to the another thing, means it's changing. That's why we are taking the change in x as delta x. Corresponding increment, when we are taking y is equals to f of x as a function, if there is a change in the x, definitely automatically will y also changes. So corresponding change or corresponding increment means change means increment or decrement. Here we are taking increment. So corresponding increment in y be delta y. Further we are taking like y into y plus delta y is equals to f of x plus delta x. X we are taking y is equals to f of x, right? So y plus delta y is equals to f of x plus delta x. Delta y, when we are y is taken to right side, it will become subtraction. Delta y is equals to f of x plus delta y minus f of x. So dividing by delta x on both sides, we will get delta y by delta x is equals to f of x plus delta x minus f of x by delta x. So by applying the limit of delta x tends to 0 on both sides, it will become limit delta x tends to delta y by delta x is equals to limit delta x tends to 0 f of x plus delta x minus f of x by delta x, right? What we are saying means delta is change in y by change in x. Change in means we can take as dy by dx now. So here limit delta x tends to 0 by dou y by dou x is taken as limit delta x tends to 0 f of x plus delta x minus f of x by delta x. Here dy by dx is called a differential coefficient, or derivative, or differential operator. So in general we call as dy by dx, means some people may think dy is divided by dx. Actually it doesn't mean that dy is divided by dx, it means d by dx of y. Here d by dx is an differential operator. Operator means it can be performed on another thing. So here we are going to have an example for first principle or fundamental principle of differentiation. So we are taking a small example. We usually know the differentiation of x square, but here we are going to know how it will come by using the fundamental principle of differentiation. Here y is equals to x square. It is a problem and we are going to solve it by fundamental principle. What we have, dy by dx is equals to limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x by h. It is the fundamental principle. Now we are going to substitute in that limit h tends to 0. Here what we are having, x square we are having. So put x plus h in the place of x. So limit h tends to 0, x plus h whole square minus x square by h. Here we are using the a plus b whole square. I think you may all of you know the principle. What it is means, dy by dx is equals to limit h tends to 0, x square plus h square plus 2hx minus x square by h. X square will be cancelled and remaining will be dy by dx is equals to limit h tends to 0, h square plus 2hx by h. Here we are taking h as common and in numerator and denominator both will be cancelled and dy by dx limits will be applied here. Then it will become 0 plus 2x. The final answer is 2x. Here we are derived it from the fundamental principle of differentiation, but generally we take as y is equals to x to the power of n means we are directly having a formula, right? That is dy by dx is equals to n into x to the power of n minus 1. If we put n as 2, in the above formula, we will get dy by dx is equals to 2 into x to the power of 2 minus 1 means 2x. It is an example, it is a small example on fundamental principle of differentiation. So, we know the basics and fundamental principle. Now, we go to the types of differentiation. What we said up to now, differentiation means it is deals with the dependent and independent variables, right? Based on the independent variables, the differentiation are classified into two types, right? One is ordinary differentiation and other is partial differentiation. So, one by one we will discuss about the ordinary and the partial differentiation and their orders also. So, first, it is a function of independent variable and the derivative of those functions. I said now differentiation have many definitions, it is also one definition. Also we can say it is a function which involves the derivative of one independent variable, right? One independent variable and one dependent variable is called, which involved is called the ordinary differentiation. We can take an example as y is equals to f of x. It is a function, right? F of x is a function in terms of x. The change in the x may change y, like if a small change in x is also the changes the value of y. So that's why we are calling x as independent variable and y as a dependent variable. So based on the order of differentiation, we will say first order ordinary differentiation and also second order differentiation. So we will see what are those. Here an example, simple example, y is equals to 3x cube plus x square plus sin x. So the solution means differentiation of the above equation is dy by dx is equals to 3 into 3x square plus 2x plus cos x, means 3x cube differentiation means x cube differentiation 3 into x square. It comes under, you know, n into x to the power of n minus 1. Here 3, when we put 3 in the place of n, it will become 3x square. Here also like that, and sin x differentiation is cos x. So here we are putting cos x differentiation, sin x differentiation as cos x. The final answer of dy by dx is equals to 9x square plus 2x plus cos x. So I think all of we learn many concepts of mathematics, but we don't know even where we are using those concepts, right? So here I am giving a small our real life example for first order ordinary differentiations. Velocity is a real life example of first order ordinary differentiation. Means velocity means what? The rate of change of displacement with respect to the time. Here displacement is a dependent variable and also time is independent variable, means for any factor time may not be changes. For time other factors may be changed. Here velocity means it is a function which shows the rate of change of displacement with respect to the change in time. We will generally we use bikes, right? It in that speed meter shows how much speed we are going, right? It is nothing but the differentiation. It shows the rate of change of displacement we are traveling with respect to the time. And also if we use an accelerator, if we increase the pressure and that accelerator, then the acceleration may be increased. Like it is a application of first order ordinary differentiation. So we will go to the second order ordinary differentiation. What is means of second order differentiation? Means the derivative of first order differentiation is called the second order differentiation. Means once we are differentiating first, again differentiating that derivative is called the second order ordinary differentiation. It is denoted by d square y by dx square. Here also d square y is divided in dx square. We don't say like that. It means d square by dx square of y, means y is going to be 2 times differentiated with respect to the x. Here y is a dependent variable and x is an independent variable. So here we are taking an example for second order ordinary differentiation. Y is equals to 3x cube plus x square plus sin x. So we have done its first order derivative in the before problem. It is dy by dx is equals to 9x square plus 2x plus cos x, and second order derivative of y is d square y by dx square is equals to 9 into the derivative of x square is 2x. 9 into 2x is equals to 18x plus 2x derivative is 2 and also cos x derivative is minus sin x, right. So, finally, answer is d square y by dx square is equals to 18x plus 2 minus sin x. It is a small example for second order ordinary differentiations. So, acceleration is acceleration is real life example of second order ordinary differentiation. Means actually acceleration means is derivative of velocity and also velocity is again derivative of displacement. So acceleration can be written as the second order differentiation of displacement. So velocity is an example of first order ordinary differentiation and also acceleration is an example of second order ordinary differentiation. When we go to the independent variables, till now we discussed when we are having a function with respect to the one independent variables. So what will we call when we are having more than one independent variable? So partial differentiation is a function which involves the derivative of more than one independent variables. So the first thing come to our mind when we are discussing about the partial differentiation means more than one independent variable. Partial differentiation. So when we are having a one independent variable, it is partial ordinary differentiation, and when we are having more than one independent variable, it is partial differentiation. So if you are having a function as z is equals to f of x and y, means here z is a function which involves the variables x and y. If there is a change in x, is changes the value of z, and also there is a change in the y, it is also changes the z. Means here x and y both are independent variables and z is a dependent variable. Means the value, the change in the value of x and y is changing the value of z. Here we are having a note, means it is denoted by dou z by dou x and dou z by dou y. Means when we are differentiating with respect to the x, means when we are partially differentiating with respect to the x, we will write as dou z by dou x. Means here when we are watching a term like dou z by dou x, it is, we come to notice that z is a function which is having more than one independent variables. In that x is also a independent variable. So we are differentiating that function with respect to the x. So main note in this partial differentiation means when we come to the ordinary differentiation, only one independent variable should be there. There is no problem when we are differentiating with that. When we come to the partial differentiation, we are having more than independent variables now. So when we are differentiating with respect to the one independent variable, the other should be taken as constant. It is the main concept of partial differentiation. So we will see an example for first order partial differentiation. Example, z is equals to ax square plus 2bxy plus by square. It is taking equation 1. Equation 1 is partially differentiating with respect to the x, means just now I said now dou z by dou x is equals to 2ax plus 2by. Equation 1 is partially differentiating with respect to the y, means dou z by dou y. Means when we are differentiating, here you can see when we are differentiating with respect to the x, means we are taking y as constant. So here ax square differentiation means a is constant and differentiation of x square is 2x. So this term will become 2ax, and this term 2 is constant, b is constant, and y is also constant. Why? Because we are differentiating with respect to the x now. So y is constant, 2by, x differentiation 1. So we are writing like this, and here by square. But I said just now y is constant. The differentiation of constant is 0 when we are don't having the terms of x. In this term we are don't have x term. So it is treated as whole constant. So equation 1 is partially differentiating with respect to the y, means dou z by dou y. Here also the differentiation of is 2by and plus 2b. So we know we are having more applications of differentiation in our real life, right? So let us consider a function of several variables to understand the concept of partial differentiation in our real life. So here we are taking a drum with in the shape of cylindrical. Okay, so the volume of the cylinder is V is equals to pi r square h, we know that. So where r is the radius of cylinder and h is the height of cylinder, it is having two values, like that we can say those two are independent variables of this function. So we see that if r is changes, no change in h, and vice versa means if we increase or decrease the value of r, there is no change in value of h. Means what, like here we are taking a drum and radius, height, these two are we are taking as variables. It is a function. The volume of the cylinder is a function with variables height and radius. Here if we increase the radius of this cylinder, it will become like this, right? The height should be constant and the radius should be changing. Volume also changes, but the constant thing is height. It will become like this. Height is constant. If we decrease its height, it will become like this. In this, the radius is constant. When we are changing the height, means when we are differentiating with respect to the height, radius is constant. And also vice versa means when we are differentiating with respect to the radius, the height should be taken as constant. In such a way, it is an application example, real life example for partial differentiation, first order partial differentiation. And also if we take as a square or a rectangle like this, we can take as its length as L, breadth as B, like that. So here we can take, if we change the length, right, its area changes, but there is no change in the bed. At the same time, if we change the bed, the area is changes, but length is remains constant. In such a way, we are having many example for the partial differentiation. So second order partial differentiation. When we go through the second order differentiations of partial differentiation, there is no problem, means we are only differentiating with respect to the one independent variable. So here when we are going to second order partial differentiation, there are four forms of second order differentiation. They are dou square z by dou x square, dou square z by dou x dou y, dou square z by dou y dou x, and dou square z by dou y. So fourth form is dou square z by dou y square. Here means dou square z by dou x square means dou by dou x of dou z by dou x. First we are differentiating with respect to the x, and the derivative is again differentiating with respect to the x. And also second form, first we are differentiating with respect to the y, and again we are differentiating with respect to the x. Here also the x and y's are replaced with, means here first differentiating with respect to the x and again differentiating with respect to the y. And also here dou square z by dou y square means first we are differentiating with respect to the y, the derivative is again differentiated with respect to the y. So if we take an example, before example, if we take z is equals to ax square plus 2bxy plus by square, we are taking it is as equation 1, first order partial differentiation with respect to the x. First order, when we are doing first order means we are taking y terms as usual constant, means dou z by dou x is equals to 2ax plus 2by. It is taking as equation 2. It means the function is partially differentiated with respect to the x. And also second order partially differentiating with respect to x means the first order is again differentiated with respect to the x. Dou square z by dou x square means here we are having 2by is a y term. We are taking it is as a constant. Then 2ax differentiation of 2ax is 2a because x differentiation is 1, right? So equation 1 is partially differentiated with respect to the y. When we are differentiating with respect to the y means we are taking dou z x as constant. Here dou z by dou y is equals to 2bx plus 2by. It is taking as equation number 3. Second order partial differentiation with respect to the y. the derivative is again differentiating with respect to the y, means dou square z by dou y square is equals to 2b. Equation 1 means equation 1 is partially differentiated. We got equation 2 as first order partial derivative of z with respect to the x, right? When we are again differentiating equation 2, it will come second order partial differentiation with respect to the x, right? When we are differentiating with respect to the y means it will become second order partial differentiation of third form, means dou square z by dou y into dou z, means dou by dou y of dou z by dou x is equals to 2b. And equation 3 is partially differentiating with respect to the x, means it's first differentiated with respect to the y and the derivative is again differentiating with respect to the x. So, dou square z by dou x of dou y is equals to 2b. Here what we noticed, dou square z by dou x dou y is equals to 2b and also dou square z by dou x dou y is equals to 2b. The conclusion is dou square z by dou y into dou x is equals to dou square z by dou x into dou square z by dou x by dou y. And application of derivatives. So, till now we discussed about the basic concepts of differentiation, means like the types of differentiation and first order, second order differentiation of ordinary differentiation and also partial differentiation. Now we come to know what are the application. Like if we learn any batch mathematical formula or whatever it may be, if we apply in real life, it may be remember in great way, means just like means what, if we learn anything in like just we are modifying it and copying and paste getting marks, means we don't get any knowledge, right? First we have to come to know the applications of that, means in real life where we are using this such a differentiation, integrations and calculus, whatever it may be. So means most of the people are afraid about mathematics. There are many reasons, mostly I come to know, means people may think like that mathematics is a tough subject. They always used to listen those words, means they blindly fix it's a hard subject, so we don't go through the subject like that, they may think. And also second thing is, if they are learning such a integrations and differentiation, such a big formulas, we come to know, right? We are learning this much, we are derivating, or like we are counting, we are learning such a big formulas and such a differentiation and calculus integrations, and where we are using this, is there any purpose for knowing this ani, like sorry, they may think. So the differentiation is used to calculate the position of stars in the space. It is called as space engineering and also astronomy and also space travel, when we are traveling in space, in which where we are, its signals and navigation, means longitudinal navigation. And also in biology, backbone length and skull length, those are mastered by calculus only. And the concentration of drug in living organism, means by taking a small sample of blood, by taking that values, we come to know how much concentration in the whole body is present. It is also a differentiation. And also the interesting thing is epidemiology. I will show it briefly. So here it is, means epidemiology is a branch of medicine. So in that, how we are using partial differentiation, we will see here application of partial differentiation in epidemiology. This field uses the partial differentiations to determine the exact rate of growth in bacteria culture when different variables such as temperature and also food source are changes, means when we are taking a bacteria as a function, when we are changing the food provided to that bacteria and also the temperature at which it kept, by those two factors the growth in the bacteria will changes, right? That change is also known by differentiation. Like explanation means, here we know that the bacterial growth is a dependent variable, say x, we are taking the growth in the bacteria as s, and food is an independent variable, and also temperature is also independent variable, say x is as food and y is as temperature. if we have to find the growth in bacteria with respect to the rise in food, then we have to take temperature as a constant, right? When we are differentiating with respect to the one independent variable means other is taken as constant. Exact same concept is used here when we are knowing that how much growth in bacteria when we are changing in food means taking temperature as constant. Then we plot a graph between food and rise in bacteria, change in food and also rise in bacteria. And also if we have to find the growth in bacterial with respect to the rise in the temperature, then we have to take food as a constant, and y we can write as dou s by dou y. Here y is independent variable and s is. So when we are differentiating with respect to the y means when we are knowing the change in bacteria with respect to the temperature means we are taking food as a constant. Like that, by plotting the two graphs we come to know the exact change in the bacteria with respect to the different variables like food and temperature. In like that, in everywhere we having the applications of differentiation, that means we are having the applications of calculus. Hence in everywhere we can see the applications of mathematics, because there is no means there is nothing will exist without mathematics, right? Like mathematics is not about numbers, equations and computations or algorithms or calculus or differentiation, whatever it may be, that it's all about understanding. So uh, I selected this. Why I selected this topic means most of the our daily life is related to mathematics, especially with differentiation. So means in our studying also, when we are having like 4 units in our syllabus, we will first divide them into a chapters. Then we will take. I will complete this topic in this period of time. It is also differentiation means we are dividing into small parts to make our work easy. So it is also an application of differentiation. So I would like to thank to everyone who is watching this video, and also once again I would like to thank Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar sir garu and Padmavati madam garu for providing me such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you everyone.